Hello everyone, I'm so glad you've joined me today. I love sharing my ideas with you and I hope I inspire you with today's creation. This week I'm using two stamp sets that carried over, Daisy Lane, specifically the two daisies, and Very Versailles, the leaf spray. And I paired it with one of our new in colors, which happens to be Pale Papaya. And I used some of the hand-penned DSP on here. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but I have a second generation stamping of that leaf spray in the background. So just a little bit of interest. To find out how to make this one, let's get started. All right, first thing you need to do is you need to take a piece of cardstock that's 3 3/4 by 4. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to pull in a scrap paper here. You're going to take your soft sea foam or light green ink, and you're going to ink up your leaf spray. Right. Then I'm going to stamp it on here, and I'm going to move in here, and I'm going to stamp it down like so. And you'll get lights and darks, which is perfectly fine. To add a little bit more interest, we're going to emboss this with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. After you emboss it, on the side that has no stamping, you're going to cut off 1.5 inches. Now this one is a little bit smaller than this because I did this with 4 inches, but I thought I'd show you what they both look like. All right, so now I'm going to take my Pale Papaya or light orange peach cardstock for my card base, and then this is going to go on here, and I'm going to use tear and tape because it's embossed. Now I have to tell you, I messed up and stamped this one wrong, so I just used the other side for this card. So if you make a mistake, flip it over, and that's what I did. And then this one will have more space between it. So if you don't really like more space, then go with the 4 by 5 1/4. And while I use Stampin' Up! Supplies, you, wait a minute, let me make sure I'm putting this on the right side. Yeah, I am. You can use what you want. I just love inspiring you to use your supplies to make pretty cards. All right, so I'm putting this on here. And then with my hand-penned pattern paper, I chose this pattern which had these dots on the back, and I went ahead and I added my my double-sided tape to it because I didn't want to take up time to do that on here. So I couldn't do this one because I was embossing. So now that I have my double-sided tape on, I'm going to take and I'm going to remove the backing on both of these, and we'll put it down. Now I will allow more of a margin on my second card. So you'll be able to see what one looks like with a little bit more margin, and you can choose the one you would like to do. Now when you put this down, make sure that your leaf spray is at the top and not at the bottom, because then you'll be reversing your card. I don't want it to go down just yet. All right, let me see. Yep, that's about right. All right, and now this one is going to go down, and my hands are, this stuff is really sticky, so I'm kind of centering it so I've got almost the equal distance between them. And now this piece, which is our pattern paper, and I am in love with this paper. So there we go. And I'm just going to put this down here. And it's even top and bottom, so I'm just going to center it at the top and then hold it in place. There we go. I wanted to make sure it was even at the top or it'll go on crooked. All right, there we go. All right, so there's the basis of our card. Now we need our flower. I went ahead and I stamped my flower. I did a second generation stamping with this one, which means I inked it up, stamped it on here, and then stamped it here. This one is first generation. So I'm going to take my punch, which I love these daisies because of the coordinating punch. And I have to tell you, the large one is harder to punch than the smaller one. It's got a lot of surface area in the center where it comes together close. All right, so I've got that one punched out. Now I got to cut down my paper to get to my others. And then I'm going to use the medium daisy punch and punch these out. And I just kind of play with it till I get it lined up in there. I will tell you it helps if you stamp your flower petals north to south, because then it lines up really well in your punch. If not, you'll be playing roulette trying to figure out which way the punch goes. All right, we've got that punched. Now let's put our flower together. So with that, you're going to need a bone folder. You're going to take one of your large flowers and curl the petals down. Now when you do this, don't pull too hard or you'll be doing loves me not, and you'll be restamping and repunching. The other one, you're going to curl the petals up. You're going to do the same thing here with these. One gets curled down and the other gets curled up. It doesn't take much to curl it. When I curl it up, I flip it to the other side, so I'm looking at the back of it. All right, so I've got my pieces all done. Now I'm going to take a glue dot, put it on the back of the one that's curled up, and I'm going to set it in here, and I'm centering those petals. All right, same thing with this one. Take the one that's curled up and center it here, and you're trying to get the center as close as possible. Then you're going to take a glue dot to the back of this one, and be careful when you put this on here. Don't pull too hard or you'll pull your flower apart. You have to kind of take it easy. Sometimes they pull one way better than the other, so if you can't get it to pull off one way, change directions. All right, so I put that in the center. This I'm going to put on with pop dots, foam tape, dimensionals, whatever you call them. All right, because that makes it really pop up. That's why you did those bottom leaves down, because it just kind of makes it pop up. So I'm going to put this down here in the corner, and then I felt it needed something in the center, so I went with my pearls, and I used the biggest pearl I had, and I put that in there like so. To finish it off, I decided I wanted to make a bow, and this is the ribbon that goes with the pale papaya color. So it is pale papaya ribbon, and this ribbon is gorgeous and so soft and easy to tie a bow with. Sometimes you don't get good soft ribbon to tie a bow. All right, this one's a little too long, so let me shorten it a little bit. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to use my ribbon scissors to trim my ends. And this goes on with a glue dot also. And you want to put a glue dot to the left of the knot and a glue dot to the right of the knot. And the reason being, that prevents your bow from untying. So once you stick it down, you can't pull this off apart. So if it gets caught on anything, it's not going to ruin your bow. So isn't it cute? And check out the inside and the envelope. I didn't add the leaf up here because I wanted lots of space to write on, but I used the leftover pieces that I cut because I cut my pattern paper 4 by 5 1/4, and I had some extra pieces left over. So I mimicked the front panel type thing with the paper on the back. If you like my ideas, sign up for my newsletter. Link is below. I send out tutorials each week for fun cards. I hope you've enjoyed today's creation. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any of my ideas, subscribe to my channel with the link below. Have a great day.